second form students from the Clair Dacon Secondary School and their 3 teachers were determined to visit the site of the Argyle International Airport, and so the thought of having to make the trip by foot did not deter them. Once on site and still a bit tired from the long walk, we got down to business. We started first by looking at possible reasons why St. Vincent and the Grenadines would want to build an international airport.
You would understand that E.T. Joshua Airport is small, it's pretty inconvenient, jets can't land there. So like you say, as many tourists as would want to come will not come because St. Vincent is hard to get to. They don't have direct flights, it's a little bit expensive to get here, and people would choose to go elsewhere where it's cheaper and where they can leave one destination and get to the other destination in the same day and not 2 or 3 days later. Right? So sports people will come and all of that. You're right. In case of a disaster, international aid can get to us quicker because we now have the capacity to land big planes, we can land jets, and we have more space so they can bring more supplies. Okay, and there are other reasons why we need to build an international airport. You must have good communication between your country and other countries. So you have to improve your transportation, in this case, air transportation. Okay? And there are other reasons I'm sure you can think of why we need to have an international airport. And at E.T. Joshua Airport, you really don't see that happening, do you? Okay, not with Liat and SVGA and Mustique Airways. That just couldn't do it. If we want to go on a big scale and we want to modernize our society, we got to have an international airport. Now, the government in 2005 announced that we were going to be building an international airport. And from the announcement, they moved to get the whole ball rolling. And so they put things in motion, they got designs done, the Cubans came in, the Venezuelans came, they did what they had to do. And by 2008 July, they were ready to do a symbolic blast to show that they're ready to start construction of the international airport. The runway is 9,000 feet long, 150 feet wide, and our terminal building is 135,000 square feet. Below here, you see this green building? This is our soil testing lab. Well, no, it is more than a soil testing lab because we're preparing for asphalt, we're preparing for concrete, so this has to be expanded in terms of personnel because we're now going to be testing asphalt and concrete here as well.
Following a very detailed update on this side of the project, there were still some questions to be answered.
There are lands to be reclaimed. And you are saying that with the reclaimed lands, that this, all of it, the completion of the airport, the reclaimed lands will also be a part of that. So everything, including reclaimed lands, will tell us, well, the airport is finished.
What we are doing over there, if you follow the green strip, go right across, you will notice that it will land you in the ocean.
Right.
Right? We're going to reclaim that portion of the ocean there to continue with the side, with the shoulder area of the runway. The runway strip itself is going to be on all land. You see that big hill over there where the Catholic Church was? Yeah. We're going to take that down, and the strip is going to go about 800 meters behind that because there are a lot of lands behind there, right? So once we have done the land reclamation and we put in our city fences, that wouldn't tell you that the airport is done. It will just tell you that that part of the work is done, right? Hopefully it will be completed along with everything else here, or everything else will be completed along with that. But once that is done, that will just tell you, well, we're finished with over there. If there is anything else remaining to do, we continue doing. Right,
and you are saying that the reclaimed lands and what you have to do to at the end of 2013, that will be done.
That's what we are hoping. We're working towards that.
When you dig up this skeleton of dead people, where did it go?
When we did the archaeology thing, oh, those things are being stored. The bones, they're being stored in a container-like museum until we're ready to rebury them. Well, actually, the National Trust would be responsible for that, but they are to be reburied, those bones.
Sure.
When,
You could go and see them.
Well, right now, I'm not sure if you can go and see them right now, where they are. Because those are locked away somewhere there. I don't think they're allowing viewing of them. But the other things that they uncovered, you can go and see because they have stored in Kingston at the National Trust. That's below, downstairs, the old public library building. That's where the National Trust is.
Okay.
The cemetery, remember we moved a cemetery from over there as well. The cemetery that was in front of the Catholic Church. We actually had to move a cemetery. Those bodies and whatever bones we found there, those have been reburied already. In a new cemetery just in front of the new Catholic Church. If you look straight over there, you will see a church. You see a white building with a red roof? Look behind that, you see the church? Well, there is a cemetery just in front of the church. So we reburied them over there.
From here, it was over to the terminal building where they received additional information and were brought up to date on the progress of its construction.
On this side of the building where we have the open space here, it will remain open. So we're not going to enclose this area. In this area also there is a space for a restaurant. So a restaurant would be on the outside here. Over that side where they have the covered area, or at least we're getting ready to cover it, we're going to have glass walls. So that essentially becomes your waving gallery. So you can go over there and wave your people goodbye or wait to see when they're coming in. And while you're waiting, you could utilize the restaurant service. We will have chairs and tables and make the area really nice. So you can come and hang out and just utilize the service. Whether you're traveling or not, you can come there and utilize the service. When you're in the departure lounge upstairs here, you will not have access to that restaurant. You can't get back out there to utilize it. But there is a restaurant inside, or there will be more than one, that you can utilize. We also have a ramp. If you notice the ramp going around, for persons who have to use wheelchairs, they will be able to access the building using the ramp there as well. Where you're standing here, all of this has to come down. If you look at the shade trees over there, come right away wrong. We're going to take down the whole thing, right down, and this becomes your parking lot. So the parking lot will be constructed right here. It will be able to accommodate over 250 vehicles. Right? But you ain't parking for free, you got to pay, right? Okay. We have to make some money to maintain the airport. So you have to pay for your parking. So that's where we're going to be here. Now, when you're traveling and you go to airports, you see the control tower, right? The control tower at Arnisville is on top of the building. You all know what the control tower is? Good. Our control tower will be over there on that hill. If you look on the hill, you see a green building. The control tower is going to be located over there. We're not going to take down the green building. We're going to incorporate that building into the building that we are constructing. We will also be building an aircraft firefighting and rescue station, and that will be in that vicinity across there. Okay, so we're covering all the bases, and all the things that we should have at the airport will be constructed in due time, and all of those other buildings will get started this year. By May, hopefully everything would get started so that we can complete within a matter of months. Alright, so what we are doing here now, what the guys are basically doing, well, they're working on the inside. They have put on the structure for the roof. By the end of January, all the canopies and the things that they need to cover will be in St. Vincent. And after the second week of February, they will start covering the roof. And they're doing that after the second week of February because the Chinese will be celebrating their New Year. So they will do it after the Chinese New Year.
For more information regarding the Argyle International Airport, please log on to www.svgiadc.com. You can also find us on Facebook at Friends of the Argyle International Airport and on YouTube at IADC SVG. See you again next time.